What's going on, traders? How we doing? Welcome back to Start Swing Trade, and it's one of those days where started pretty for the market, ending ugly here, and this could be all about, of course, the Nasdaq rebalance coming in at the close, right? I mean, that's when we're expected to get the numbers. We will keep an eye out to see what happens, of course. But like always, you guys can stay right here on Benzinga and catch the news, of course. And we got to see what happens, right? I mean, I did hear about Binance could lay off thousands as the company buckles down for DOJ probe. Sources say so. Watch out that Binance could be coming. They'd be coming after Binance, but hey, overall, let's take a look here at the market. Let's go back to it. Let's take a look at how we were trading on the day. So the SPY overall was the one that was kind of leading the downside action. And why was that happening? Well, a lot of the sectors were down overall. Energy down big today, communication services down big today, financials down, technology down, basic materials down, consumer cyclicals down, industrials down, utilities down, and real estate. The only two that are green from the open are defensive names and healthcare names. And on defensive names, I gotta say, I didn't do it right today, guys. Did not play Pepsi right today, and I did take a win in Pepsi, but also took two losses in Pepsi, and just was a little bit too stingent here in my 187.50s for the move back up towards this upside. But hey, it's how it goes sometimes, team. Sometimes you're going to win some, sometimes you're going to lose some. Today is not the day for me there on that PepsiCo trade, even though I had a really nice setup, knew the outlook, just didn't trade it well. And a lot of this is what? Basing more on the hourly candle is going to help us get around this, right? Give us enough range to go ahead and tackle stock like Pepsi, right? And the reason I was looking at Pepsi today was because I could expect a little bit of some downside. Healthcare is doing well today. That was probably about the only area that was actually doing well, you can say today. And that was mainly all because of the healthcare plan names like UNH, right? And Humana. And those actually did good. Cigna Group holding on. CVS is kind of getting hit now, but they did pretty well today. And so those were the names that kind of held up in the defensive area. We can take a look at some other areas too. Of course, I just talked about Pepsi, but of course, Coke had a really nice uplift. This one kind of continuing the trend all day long. You saw Monster get a little bit of an uplift. I think that this could keep going. This is one that I could take a look at, especially if we're going to get a continued downturn. And then you got Keurig Dr. Pepper starting to get off the bottom. Not necessarily a stock that I would be looking at here, but something that I can maybe just keep my eyes on for the next couple of days to see if it gets moving. Celsius Holdings also getting a nice little lift up higher back there towards the 152. If these can keep going, I'd keep my eye on to see if Monster can keep going and get up there towards the 59 and 60s. Doesn't look too bad there. Now catching up with you guys in the chat. How we doing out there, team? It's good to see you guys in the chat. What do we got out there? We got Jay, of course, EKS, Walter in the chat. Mystery Man, how we doing? Jenny, can we get this market? Oof. Yeah, I mean, it's been a tough one today. Smash it up out there, and definitely happy Fridays out there. You guys, I hope you guys enjoy your weekend, and let's wrap up the week, right? It's been a tough day, but I'll tell you one thing. Next week, we get the big earning reports to start coming in, and that's going to change everything. Like always, we got to catch those earnings reports. Any recommendations for Monday? Get ready and buckle in because it's going to be a rough one when the bigger stocks report. This is what really could turn around this big wave, right? If we get some huge disappointments, that's what we need to catch, and we need to catch it very early because the turnaround could be rough. But if for any reason these numbers even come close to being in line, I think we continue to see this AI bubble and continue to climb higher. And I know that a lot of people aren't calling it the AI bubble. I will call it already. I've been calling it a bubble since the very beginning. And you're going to start seeing more and more media open up to that. I think I am probably the first one that is being able to say that on the line. I know that, I mean, you guys see it even on PreMarket Prep. I don't see Joel and Dennis calling it a bubble. Why? I don't know. Maybe it's just because they've actually traded bubble environments in the past, or maybe some people are like not okay with using that term. The truth is, this is bubble environment. This is that just continued rally, 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 rally environment. And it's crazy. The only other time that I can remember something like this happening is the pandemic, right? And what did we do? We just continued to rally and continued to rally. And the whole time that this was happening, everyone was saying, but we're supposed to come back down. The truth is, just because we're supposed to do something doesn't mean it happens, right? Just like it is in life. Just because, something is supposed to be fair doesn't mean it's going to happen. So, what I would say is remember, the market likes to continue hurting where it could hurt the most. So, keep that quote in our minds and always know that the trend can change. But right now, the trend is your friend. The one thing that I would say that we are kind of doing wrong in this environment, and I'm not saying all traders, majority of traders, is that when the stocks are pulling back to their 9 EMA and they starting to look weak, we all get bearish really quickly. And that's probably when we should be buying the stocks and riding that curve higher. Like, let's say Monday, the 10th, right? That was just 4 days ago. It was coming down here towards the 9 EMA, the Qs. If we use the next layer of support, let's say 362, we're only risking about 2 points there from 364, 365, maybe 3 points. And you're getting a move of what? 15 points higher. That's what I'm talking about. That's a 5-to-1 trade there. We need to be looking at that and always keeping in mind that, yes, you could take maybe some short opportunities, but you might get cut out 1,000 times before you actually get the move. So be careful out there. If you're going to short, you got to know how to play the game. And also, if you want to continue playing the longs, buying the rips is probably not it, right? You got to buy the dips, and that's hard to go ahead and measure out. All right, let's keep going. Mitch, I got in, bruh. What you get? Let us know, man. All right, let's keep going. And at the end of the day, I mean, I can't always keep you safe. I'll tell you right now, the truth is the only person that can keep you safe is you. Why? Because you make investment decisions, right? Because at the end of the day, I can point to a red flag here. I can point to a red flag there. But the truth is you make your investment decisions. And you're going to have to do it because that's what good traders do. They build up the decision-making process and they trust in their skills, their ability. Go with the process, make decisions, and live with the results like always. All right, let's get back to the action here. You got in the live stream. Yes, you made it, man. Let's get to the action. UNA's calls went from 70 to 1,065. Holy crap. Well, I mean, I don't think anybody expected this type of move higher. And if you did, call me because next time I got to know. All right, let's keep going, guys. Let's go to some different names out there. We talk about some healthcare, so let's finish that up. Lilly bouncing back today. Johnson & Johnson. Merck getting a little bit of a bounce. But really, it's not like a significant move. I think it's just a little bit of a rally after really taking a hit. Intuit Surgical has been going higher. This is one that I would definitely keep an eye out for. I remember when I started seeing this one just lift off, and it hasn't turned around. I mean, look where it's at. We're almost back there towards that 2022 high, and this one continuing to lift higher. We'll see what happens there. All right, let's go to the next area. Let's go out of that. We talked about some defensive names earlier. We can continue going with some discount stores. Let's keep an eye out on this because it seems like we're getting ready for another little rally here. And I want to keep my eye on these names, right? I still have BJ and I did take some profits. Today it's pulled back to 62.80s and a little part of me is thinking, do I just cut it right now? I'm fighting not to cut it, but I can tell you right now, it's going to be a harder one. And if it keeps dropping here towards the close and cutting through that 62.75, I'm probably just going to get out. I do have a stop set there in the 60s, but that's just to lose a little bit there. I'd lose very small amount. I'd still be up on the name from taking my first profits, but we'll see what happens with this one. Walmart is one that I'm looking to see if we can start coming back to the upside. It's been going sideways a little bit. Recently made a little run to 158 twice. If it can hold this, get back up there through the 157. I think we can get back towards 159. We'll see what happens on that one. Costco is one that's leading me to the upside. And look at that run since the 500 push. Now we're up there to 545. Costco actually looking good there. Another one that I wanted to keep an eye out is Ollie Bargain Outlet. It pulled back today and looks like it's just getting ready to take the next leg right back through 70. So I'll be keeping an eye out on this one to see if it starts making a move on Monday. But Ollie's Bargain Outlet, definitely on the radar. All right, let's keep going. I'll take a look at some other names. I see you guys out there screaming, not scrambling. All right, let's keep going. What other names are being called out there? AMD, Tesla. We can take a look at some names to stick around, team. I'll go to those stocks. All right, let's go out of that. Let's go to the names that got hit the most. Energy names getting hit the most. And did I just get the biggest fake out on oil that there ever has been? And yes, it could have happened to me, team. And I'll tell you right now, there's a reason why I'm putting myself in the background, because I'm over here like, what the hell happened in ExxonMobil today? You guys let me know, because the EIA just told me that crude was going to 78 for July. Now we're going right back down to 75. And it looks like at least the oil stocks, they went down pretty quickly here. So I don't know what's going on, man. If I got the biggest fake out of life, but man, ExxonMobil right back to 100. And I had this from 108. I got cut out at 106. We're right back down to 101. Man, that's a tough one. And I'll tell you right now, Kevin, I was thinking the same thing. Do I go long here? Do I maybe take the oils to the upside? No, not the way it's falling. I mean, that's a pretty heavy cut down below the lows. And now if it really does cut down and goes into the 90s, man, that's going to be a little bit upsetting, because I was just looking for this move into 100. This would have been a nice 8-point winner, like a 6% win there in ExxonMobil. And now these oil names, they don't look good. Look at that, moved right back down. I don't know, man. That could have been the nastiest stop out of the week. That's for sure. And this is some, you know it. All right, let's keep going, guys. Don't worry, you aren't getting an amber alert. Let's focus on the stocks. Let's get to the action. All right, let's get back to the market here. And yes, that was a tough one to deal with. We'll keep going, but oil definitely getting hit hard today. Communication services, team AT&T taking a smack down to 1448s. I wouldn't want anything to do with this thing. Financial services. Yeah, they did it. They did it. The old Goldman Sachs move into the move. We talked about it yesterday. Would they rise it into the move and smack it right after? Seems like that's exactly what we got. JPM being a perfect example. Rise it on the earnings, smack it after the open, and look what they did. They just smacked it right back down. Bank of America. It actually reports on Tuesday. It got up with that report, and man, look at that. Smack down right back to 29. So we'll see what happens there on Bank of America. Bank of America is still struggling, man. There's still a lot of resistance in this 30. So I'm actually going to make this line a little bit bigger here, but I can tell you right now, this is definitely something to watch for. If we can get back to 30, yeah, that'll be good for Bank of America. But if it can't get that, that's some strong resistance there in the 30. All right, let's keep going. Mitch, looks like we're going to get a storm like last night. Oh, yeah, we're going to get a storm. You know it. That's what it's all about here in the South. You get some sun, and then you get those T-storms. All right, let's keep going. We'll see what else is going on. SmackDown, because Stone Cold said so. Actually, you know, I got to see Stone Cold one time live. Man, the good old days when wrestling was good. All right, let's keep going. Bank of America holding some garbage bonds for a long time. Yeah. And will they come after Bank of America? That's everything to think about. Every bank that reported this AM is red except JPM. And overall, I mean, that's why I take a look at what's red from the open, Jay, because I mean, what's red from the open? You definitely know JPM's red from the open. PJ, I know you're here, man. We got to do a little Charlotte meetup. A little, maybe maybe a little brewery after on Friday nights or something like that. Hey, we can do it. We can figure it out. You guys out there close to North Carolina, let me know. All right, I'm going to keep going. Let's get to some other action in the market. Nvidia coming back down, and that looks to me like a little bit of a blow off top, right? The stock made a move from 420s up there to 480s, and now you're just seeing the smackdown. And it's hard to come after a stock like this today, right? One stock that I was thinking about coming after was Tesla. And it seems to me like this is a little bit of a blow off top, but man, taking a shot on Tesla overnight, that's going to be a risky one. And I'll tell you right now, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. What do you guys think? What do you guys think in the chat? If I just draw these kind of levels right quick, I'm sorry that I'm deleting it. I'm just trying to make it cleaner for us on what exactly I could see here in Tesla. And you can see what? Well, that right there around the 282 mark, we're finding some resistance. And what do I see here? I see 1, 2, 3 times resistance in that area. I think this could knock us back down towards the 270s after hours. But I need a little bit of a bounce here and then a fade towards the close. So let's see if we can get a little bit of a bounce here, maybe get up there towards 281. And then all of a sudden, right in the last couple of minutes, a takedown to 280s. Let's see what we get here, team. Will Tesla take off to the upside? Should I take the risk? Kevin said I'm long Tesla. Ooh, it's a hard one. And shout out to you, PJ. We'll definitely figure it out. In Kings Mountain. Oh, I love Kings Mountain, man. You're living it up there. That's pretty cool. Might have to visit you up there, BZB. All right, let's keep going. I wouldn't touch Tesla either way. Yeah, I mean, it's like NVIDIA. You're definitely taking like a shot on something crazy. But I could see this action happening overnight, right? So one thing that we got to keep a look out for, right, is stocks like eBay going higher, right? And so we saw this kind of coming in here, and I think this could play into kind of the rebalance. You know what? I'm feeling so confident that we're going to get probably a little bit of some upside from some stocks, downside from some others. I'm even feeling a little bit of taking a long on eBay, and this is all due to the rebalance. Because I think if this does get that rebalance move and it gets a little bit higher, 47, 48 seems to make sense there for Monday. I'd have to risk about 50 cents here off the 46, looking for probably like about $1.50 on the profits. Doesn't look too bad here. You know what? Let's take a shot there. All right, just grabbed a little bit there. 46, 52s, not looking too bad here. And we are getting a little bit of a bounce back in some of the market. Another one that I was looking at was like Roku or maybe Zoom getting some continued lift. They're pulling back right now, but we need to see what happens with the rebalance. All right. All right, Money Mitch, what do you think about Netflix for the weekend? Let's take a look there. Netflix is pulled back. Same kind of action, right? So 3 topping patterns. You could hold off of that kind of the 9 EMA and see if that kind of holds on here. But there's another thing that you clearly can see is that we've had up 1, down 1, up 2, down 2, up 3, down 3. Needs to kind of hold these pullbacks, because if not, you're going to quickly start kind of come back for the 430s. Back at 430s, it starts to get kind of more of a reddish top. So if it can hold around here, 436, 437 doesn't look too bad. If you're trying to swing this higher, be careful, because we don't know what the rebalance is going to do to the more expensive names in the queues. And of course, Netflix isn't the smallest name in the queues, right? It's a pretty significant name in the queues. So watch out. And I think that that's what we need to be looking out for. Another thing is the daily candle on the queues looks very toppy. It doesn't look strong, even though it is a strong candle. Overall, you can see here that this pullback is really starting to turn us around and not giving us the best look here on the daily candle. Doesn't mean that it's going to completely break. No, but I can tell you right now, 380s are looking pretty heavy right now in the queues. So we'll see what happens in the queues if it does go lower. But I'm going to be watching that 380 mark to see if we get back up above it. And if we can, then yeah, these stocks can just keep squeezing higher. Earnings Tuesdays, definitely keep your eyes on all the earnings stocks that are going to come in. And a lot of stocks love to run into earnings, so be careful out there. For the weekend, SoFi, Palantir, Meta, and Tesla.
We'll see. SoFi definitely trying to make a move back above 925s, but could be sideways here for a little while and maybe pull back. A move to 10 would be a nice clear push. All right, that's going to do it for us in a little bit. It's 3:54. I am seeing Qualcomm get some lift there. So Qualcomm got a little bit of some push here towards the end. Will this get higher? I'm keeping an eye on it. Let's go to Tesla here. As I was talking about, maybe a potential push and then a quick sweep to the downside. Do we take our shot, team? You know what? I'm feeling it a little bit here. Ooh. If I do this, I'm going to go in with the smallest size where like literally for me to get really hurt, it would need to probably get up here to 285s. But man, it's just too risky. Mitch, you know better than this, but I just see this topping area and I'd have to risk off a 285. That's for certain. But where do the profits go? The profits go probably closer towards 270s, 273s, 270s. So we're talking what? 8 points for probably about 4 points of risk. So it's more like a 2-to-1 trade than a 3-to-1 or a 5-to-1 that I kind of like more on a trade like this. And so that's where it gets a little difficult. I'm feeling it. Why not? Go long with a swing? I'm actually thinking about a short on the swing. Oh, man. It's just how it is. But it's just too much of a bubble environment to be thinking that Tesla's just going to crash. I'm going to stick to the sideline, even though I already see that Ford trade working. That's one that I'm keeping a close eye on, is GM and Ford kind of cracking right back down. And you can see GM cracked right back down today. Ford cracked right back down today. This is a tough one, team. I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to go at it for the swing just because you can see there's no conviction in me, right? It's just more, I see the plays, I see opportunities, and sometimes you're going to see thousands of opportunities. It's up to you if you call the shot and pull it. All right, let's keep going. We'll see what else is going on. Musk's Twitter finger warming up. I'm sure it's going to be a big battle of Threads and Twitter this weekend. Meta coming down today, even though I made some good money on the long side today on Meta. It was looking good and then just came down pretty quickly there. Does Nvidia keep falling? We'll find out after the close, of course. It's about 3:57, guys. We only got about 2 minutes and 40 seconds left, something like that. You guys take a look there. FCX, let's take a look. FCX pulling back today, and yeah, it did do a little bit of a pullback. It needs to kind of catch around here, around this 40, 50s, 40s. If it can hold that, then make its way back to 42. It doesn't look too bad. SCCO is another way to kind of look at that here. This is kind of holding up a little bit better, but not the best day for basic materials, right? They were looking really well. And take a look at the daily chart. It's okay as long as it can keep holding this equally weighted outlook. Another way to look at this is maybe XLB. So take a look here at XLB and the sectors and the spiders. And you can see here on the weekly, what is this looking like? You know what? Let's go to the monthlies. Let's make it really clear. So this is looking a little bit clearer, right? So you can see how that kind of broke above. You had that nice little pullback towards right below the 80s. Now it looks like it wants to take out 85 here on XLB. And if XLB does do this move, look for certain sectors, of course, basic materials, to get that lift. We'll see what happens there in the materials if they want to start going higher. All right, we'll see what other ones are going on out there. Sorry about the Ford F-bomb. Yeah, I mean, it's Ford, right? All right, Zuckerberg should start an EV company just to keep messing with Elon. Yeah, that would be hilarious if he actually did that. What's up, Boba Plays? Appreciate you, man. Sup, bro? I have 10,000 shares of C3, cost at 26, sold calls at 45, got $7 premium till October 7. Made 70Ks. Your thoughts on it? I sold my calls days ago when it was at 41, made my money. I will buy some more if it goes down. What's your prediction for October 20th? So before I will talk about my outlook, Boba Pays, and trust me, I appreciate the super sticker. I mean, I don't remember the last time we got a nice little $50 super sticker. So appreciate that. And like always, you can always reach out to me on Twitter if you want to, Boba Plays. You know me at MoneyMitchBZ. $50 goes a long way, right? And so if you wanted that outlook, you can always reach out to me a little bit more to talk a little bit. But like always, right? I'm not here for financial advice. I want that known, but I'll take a look at it because I can't blame you, man. If you made that much money, it's hard to think about it. But one thing that I would do is I'd use longer term charts. I know that that might not make sense, but longer term charts are going to show you where the bigger support and the resistance are. Because like me, I was looking at this on the daily, and look how this line is incorrect on the weekly. I'm going to delete that line and I'm going to draw out the outlook, right? And so you can see that we're kind of stuck between this kind of weekly outlook here where we did break above this, but we can't come back through that 40. That's where we keep struggling in the 40s, right? So let's go back to the dailies and see what happened there. So you can see how we did get that nice little push through the 40. And what happened? 1, 2, 3. And on that very next day to 41.50s, we tried to make that attempt right back to these same highs, which were 42.50s, but we can't get through that level. It could be that there's some overhead supply from days where this went to 46 and 48, but it's definitely struggling in the high 40s there and needs to recover it. Can it hold this support and come right back up? Yes, it could hold that support right around here, 34s, maybe even going a little bit lower, but then it could find that bounce and work its way back towards the 40. That is all potentials to happen. Now, the big thing here is if you want to get back in, understand that the majority of this move has probably already happened. Yes, can the stock get back there towards, let's say, 60, 80s? Yeah, it could happen, right? And that could be maybe like, let's say, an 80% gain from here or a 70% gain from here. But how much has this stock already moved? This stock has already gone about 260%, right? So from here, could this stock go maybe another 80%? Yeah. Do I want to chase that 80% and get hit 260% on the downside? Not saying it's going back to 10, but at the end of the day, it starts being a lot of risk once the stock is up here. So at this case, would I get back in on some bigger calls for a prediction going into October 20th? No, because the truth is I looked into C3 AI's AI Investor Day, and I would recommend you take a look at it too. It wasn't anything special. I didn't see anything special in their deck. I didn't see anything special in their AI. If they have a competitive advantage in AI, then yes, I'm all for just continuing the push for C3 AI. But you ask yourself that question. Look into the financials, look into the investor presentation, look at that investor presentation on their AI. Do they truly have a competitive advantage? Is what you want to be asking yourself. If you can say yes, then at least you can make your decision. But if you say no immediately, and I already made a lot of money and banked it, it might be better just to go on a nice vacation, right? That's what I would say, at least for myself. All right, that's going to do it for me. Trying to do my best to try to dish it out there either way, right? Positive or negative. There's both sides there, but we need to be thinking about that, right? How much more am I going to be able to get on this move? And if I already got the meat of the move, if I already got everything in the sandwich but the top and the bottom, well, guess what? I got that meat. I'm ready. I'm celebrating. I'm getting myself on the bat. I'm maybe getting a nice little whiskey tonight with a little pinkies on up and enjoying the night. Because at the end of the day, remember that we're here not to play the hero, but to make money. It's the reason why they call me Money Mitch. I'm focused on the money and trying to keep you guys focused on the same thing. We'll see you next time, team. Smash the like. I hope you guys enjoyed this week. Right now, we got Jason Raznick coming up. Raz Report. Don't go anywhere. Stick right here, team. This is going to take you over to the Raz Report. You want to look at some entertainment, get some outlook from Jason Raznick? Stay tuned right here. Don't go anywhere. Starting up in a couple seconds.